Welcome to Secrets of the Universe with Steve Hasenberg. I'm Greg Agnew. For the past 35 years, Steve has been investigating the sacred technologies of various cultures and incorporating what he's learned into the fabric of Western psychology. For many years, Steve studied under the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. He created the groundbreaking program Meditation for Prisoners in New Jersey. He edited 2 best-selling books, and he's worked with many of Hollywood's top actors, directors, producers, and screenwriters. Steve also co-created the best-selling corporate video series, Stress Management. He's taught graduate and undergraduate courses, and he's currently practicing spiritual psychotherapy in Santa Monica, California. So Steve, how did this all come about for you?
Started a long time ago. The psychology came about because I was in a dysfunctional family. So I think I put my little placard up, therapy, 5 cents. And
on your bedroom door?
On my bedroom door was probably, I was 8, okay? So I became a therapist at 8, so I have a lot of practice. The spiritual stuff had a very interesting beginning because I remember I was at YMCA camp and I was 12 years old. And I was standing at bat waiting my turn. And as I was standing there, all of a sudden, I found myself on a tree about 30 feet in the air, not with a body, but just as a perception, watching myself and watching the game go on. And I was shocked to see myself waiting to get up at bat. But I had no fear. I had a sense of timelessness. And all of a sudden I shot back into my body and I thought, wow, what just happened? And then all of a sudden I shot out again, and now I was on the left side of the field watching the game. Again, I felt like this is a great thing. I was feeling so peaceful and blissful, and I came back into my body. It was at that point, because I remember I was up at night as a kid, night after night, thinking about how did I get here? What's the purpose of my life? Where am I going after I die? And that experience gave me a sense that there were 2 of me. There was a kind of a peaceful, timeless part, and then there was a 12-year-old kid. And that actually was the beginning of my path.
Did you tell anyone about it at the time?
I didn't. I thought I was crazy,
right?
As kids do, you don't tell anybody, you think, oh, I'm going mad, right? So I think that was the beginning of my spiritual path, and then the beginning of my psychological path was dealing with a crazy family.
So when you put the sign up on your door, did you give therapy to your family members?
I tried. They were very poor patients.
Did they humor you at all?
No. As a matter of fact, I mean, what I learned to do was listen really well. I learned to come up with amazing solutions for everybody. So I was always going around giving solutions to dysfunctional father, rageful father, a schizophrenic sister. You see, it was a wild, rageful place.
Right.
And I tried my best, but I failed.
In our conversations, you've used the word awakening quite often.
Yeah.
So was this, at the softball game, was that the first of your awakenings?
It was an awakening. 10 years later, I was sitting in meditation in Mallorca, Spain. And I actually started meditation, learning to meditate about a year before that with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. And I was sitting and meditating, I was feeling peaceful, and all of a sudden I shot out of my body again. But this time it was much more dramatic. I shot through the ceiling of the hotel, and I was watching myself flying through the sky into the heavens. And I had a fleeting thought, I should be just absolutely terrified right now. And that same feeling came. I was peaceful. I felt timeless. I was enjoying the ride, and I was going through the heavens, and I saw the stars. And I got to this place which seemed like the barrier, a doorway between life and death. And I thought for a moment, and I said, well, this is pretty good. Maybe I should continue. But then something turned me around. It wasn't my time to go. And I started flying back. And it was like the Hubble shots of seeing the Earth, some of those Earth shots from the Hubble, this beautiful, gorgeous, colorful sphere in the middle of this blackness. And I was overtaken with it. It was spectacular. But I didn't have a body, so I couldn't cry. I would have cried. And then all of a sudden, I shot through the roof of the hotel. I actually saw the Earth coming into view, and then getting closer and closer. I shot through the hotel ceiling, and then I was in my body.
Did you cry at that point?
Huh?
Did you cry?
No, what happened was I was vibrating. I opened my eyes, and I never felt better in my entire life.
Wow.
And I thought, there it is again. It reminded me of that moment when I was 12 years old. And all of a sudden, I again was this timeless, kind of eternal spirit who also had a human body, and I wanted to learn how to put those things together. That's been the search. That's the search that's created this series, Secrets of the Universe. All of a sudden, during that moment, I knew I was eternal at 22 years old. And I wanted to, actually it was the reason I delved into those ancient traditions, the sacred traditions, because I wanted to learn about who I was at my depth. That informed all the psychology work that I did, and it has informed this series.
So most people won't have had these experiences.
Right.
So how will they get, and what will they get from watching these videos?
Well, the videos are not necessarily about out-of-body experiences, but they have a great value because you learn things about yourself that you don't learn anywhere else. And so it gave me the opportunity to understand some of the architecture of the universe, the inner architecture, the inner psychic architecture. The series is a compilation of all my psychology work, all of the work that I've done in workshops, and also direct experience. I've had a lot of spiritual experiences since then, and it's opened me up in many ways. But the way it opens you up the most, and I think this is really important, as you deepen yourself, your heart starts to open. The intellect is still there, but it becomes a balance between the mind and the heart.
Is this what you mean by walking the conscious path?
It is. Walking the conscious path are for people who are growing, people who are curious about who they are, what their purpose is here, and where they're going, what their destiny is. It's about being human. It's about being human in its full kind of ultimate way. And what that would mean for each individual, no matter what they're doing, no matter who they are, in terms of their life, their interactions, and their purpose.
So what's next in the series?
Next in the series is the Earth Adventure. And the Earth Adventure has to do with some of the things that I've realized about my own life, insights that I have, which I have utilized with my clients in my office. And because of that utilization, I realize how effective they are. So they're little nuggets and treasures of things that will help people understand their life better, help them work with their emotions better, help them understand their personality, help them with learning to manifest. There are a lot of juicy pieces in this series.
All right, thanks. So we look forward to seeing the second episode, The Earth Adventure. You'll also see Steve's email address and a link to the website after the credits at the end of this video. Thank you for watching Secrets of the universe, Walking the Conscious Path with Steve Hasenberg. I'm Greg Agnew.